Alright, what is up YouTube? Ninja Nick back with another deck that the YouTube comments have requested. We're talking about Arceus Regidrago today. This is my version that I just came up with that I think is the most consistent version of it, fitting as much stuff in as possible. So we've got Luminion to grab Adventurer's Discovery. We got the Duraludon, Giratina, Goodra, Noivern to attack with the Regidrago. They're all good for different reasons. The G-Max Pulverization goes through effects. It's got that Shred. Giratina can just one-shot things with 280. The Goodra, 200 and you reduce 80. And the Noivern GX, you do 70, prevent damage from basic Pokemon, or 140. Your opponent can't play Special Energy and Stadium cards. Then we also have the 2-2 Regidrago line. Its attack for 2 grass and a fire copies the attack of a dragon Pokemon in your discard pile, so that is why we're doing those other ones. It's also, its V-Star power, Legacy Star, can mill the top 7 of your deck, then put 2 cards from your discard pile into your hand. So not too bad of one if you can save your V-Star power until then. But we've got a 4-2 Arceus V-Star line. Had to make some cuts to try to fit some stuff in here. So we do have the ability to set up our Regidragos with the Trinity Nova. Everybody knows what this and the Starbirth does at this point. And we've got a Squawk ability to help us set up turn 1 to try to get those dragons in the discard pile as well. We also have 4 Capturing Aroma to try to find those evolutions, get them into the discard pile, as well as the Trekking Shoes, more ways to draw into our evolutions and discard them. We also just got our regular consistency options of the Nest Ball and the Ultra Ball, as well as our Escape Rope switch to be able to Starbirth 4 to just get going on the first turn. Our stadium of choice is the Mesagosa, playing this a lot like a Lugia deck, trying to get that Archeops in the discard pile, but instead we're trying to get those evolutions of the dragon Pokemon into the discard pile, so we got the Mesagosa to flip to search for a Pokemon. We can also use that to get to our Arceus as well, so not too relevant that we're having the 2 Arceus in there. Then we got the Adventurer's Discovery, searches for 3 Pokemon V, so you can also get your dragons that way. We got a couple Boss, couple Iono, 4 Research again, because we need to deep draw with this deck, as well as a Serena. Can be like a boss, but also can discard and draw. We got a Choice Belt for good measure, as well as the double turbos needed to use the Arceus and some energies for the Regidrago. So let us get into that, and we have to set it active still, Nick. Pop quiz. Can you name all the countries' languages that have Pokemon cards? No, I cannot. I know that, they started putting Pokemon cards in, like, China legitimately now, right? Like, aren't they in tag team format they started in? Heck of a one to start in, I'd say, in all honesty. Alright, so I'm forced to start Luminion here. That seems pretty bad. And we are against the best deck in the format, Gardevoir. Surprising that a Stage 2 is the best deck in the format. It's easier than you think. All the countries' languages that have Pokemon cards? There's like a dozen. I don't know them all. I know that there is English, Spanish, French, Japanese. I want to say Korean, Portuguese, Chinese. I might be missing 1 or 2. I mean, I could just go grab my Tropical Beaches, or my, my Champions Festivals off my wall. I am missing 2. See? I figured I was missing 2. I mean, I definitely can't think of them off the top of my head. Oh, 3? Oh. I know they did introduce a new language or two recently. So Guardy starts Mew, as it does. Honestly, as far as Arceus decks go, this is not the worst opening hand. Although I don't want to research away 2 grass. And I could be greedy and Iono to try to get the double turbo and switch. But then I'd also need a basic Pokemon off the Capturing Aroma. And then my Ultra Ball would have to discard Arceus V-Star, which I don't want to do. German, Russian, and oh, and they conceded. Cool. German, Russian, and Polish. I should have known German and Russian. That seems kind of obvious, but for some I don't think of that half of Europe for some reason. Like, that's... I don't know why. I'm just that far away. Also, we dropped a tier. That's cool. Polish I would have never gotten. I'm always up paired to these Greninja ranked people. And I just can never win any games on PTCG Live. It's always so rough. I just always draw so bad and my opponents always draw so good. But also today we're just playing bad decks, so I'm not going to be surprised if we brick every single round. For those who are on YouTube, we are streaming this right now. Twitch.tv/TheNinjaNick333 if you want to come join sometime. I am trying to get back into the streaming a little bit here. People collect first edition Polish Charizards because they're really affordable. Like base set? Have they been printing in Polish since base set? Or are you talking like newer Charizards? Again, we start Luminion. That's 2 games in a row we start Luminion. Since base set, wow. I'm actually surprised. That seems... I mean, isn't Poland a very small country? Like, I went to elementary school with a girl who was from Poland, so like, I know the country is definitely has a population and is relevant, but I don't think of it being that big. Poland loves Pokemon? I mean, that's awesome. And I love Poland. So we're against chien-pao. I almost said Arceus chien-pao, but they normally play a 1/1 Arceus line in there just for the Starbirth. Alright, so let us see what we can do here. We're going to trek some shoes. I don't want to get rid of an energy. Fire. I can get rid of 1 fire, but I don't want to. I misclicked, honestly. We're going to get rid of the Gudra and the boss. I don't want to research just yet, though. So we are going to get the Arceus. And I'm just going to attach the fire and pass. Then we can Starbirth for Pokemon switch card and then research. They can knock out my Luminion, that's fine. If they have, like, Escape Rope or Double Cross Switcher, we're gonna cry and concede and go to the next game. This is basically what it'll come down to. PSA 10 first edition Charizard's only 5k in Polish? That's not bad. Does Russia have regionals? I don't know. I know that Europe is, like, the European region for Pokemon TCG... run by TPCI, I want to say is Eastern Europe. I'm not sure about Western Europe. I have no information on what goes on in Western Europe. Because it's all like, you know, London. It's all like UK, Germany, France, Italy. Stuff always happens in that region when they talk about Europe. Trying to think of how Russians get points. They probably don't, in all honesty, because that place is just so huge. They might have a different... I mean, it's possible they have a different invite structure. Maybe they have something more aligned with Japan where they go to a tournament and then just top that to get into Worlds. Because I'm pretty sure Japan has both like a point structure and just wherever you finish at a big tournament. But I think their point structure is a lot more forgiving because of how large and infrequent their events are. Do I want to... Yes, I think we bench the Arceus. Now we V-Star. We'll V-Star for regular switch because we want to kill their only Frigibacks in play. If I have to get Escape Rope, we cry. So regular switch. That's big sad. That's big, big sad. Oh, nope, there it is. I just completely blind. We can also get a Regidrago here, I suppose. Or, better yet, we can just get another evolution to discard. So, we can go for Duraludon because it hits exact 220. Because we are going to research here. Or we could just guarantee the double turbo. I like that idea better. Because at the very least now we can just charge our Arceus. Don't play it too greedy. Capturing Aroma Tails, please. Thank you. We can get our Regidrago V. And now we can Trinity Nova. So I'm going to go grass, fire. I could have put one to the Arceus. But I don't see any way that they can, like, boss knockout here. Because I got rid of their only Frigibacks. And if they put only one down this turn, I boss it up and knock it out and we win the game. Can't wait to go to Japan and know no Japanese. I'm pretty sure it's very, like, English friendly. Like, a lot of Japanese people do just learn English in school. So, there should be enough of an understanding. My dad went to Japan while he was in his senior year of high school for a semester. He was with, like, a host family. It was kind of like a foreign exchange thing that he won off of, I think my grandfather was working at some car dealership because he was one of those car salesmen. And they had like an essay contest where you could win a trip to Japan. So my dad entered it and actually won, like legitimately. And then my dad almost didn't come back. So they bench Frigibacks and then just Irida for rare candy. Like, no, they should have grabbed the second Frigibacks to put down. Like, they have one in the discard. Oh, maybe they prize their third. Because they should be playing a 303 line of Baxcalibur. So they do 180 to my active. That's fine. I can start charging up my Arceus V on the bench as well. Oh, Choice Belt as well is interesting. I don't think that matters for the math on anything, so I'm just going to put it to the Regidrago. We're going to attach return to this Arceus here. We're going to evolve to this. We're going to boss up the Frigibacks and effectively checkmate right now. So I'm going to go grass, fire. So if I have to Lost Zone my own energies, I can Lost Zone them off the Luminian. Plus, Mothra, there's going to be a lot of English speakers in Japan. Because everybody in Europe, almost everybody in Europe knows Japanese, or knows English. All the Americans know English. A lot of Japanese people do know English. So there should Like, the area around the World Championships should, at the very least, be prepared for a large English-speaking population to be coming in. Because obviously, for how big Pokemon is here, it should be even more popular in Japan, right? So I think all of the businesses around there should be highly prepared. Plus, Japan as a country is very small. You can just take a train from, like, one end to the other. See, and also, here's my problem. I want to be attacking with Giratina's V-Star power, but I don't have Giratina V-Star in my discard pile. I only have Goodra, which honestly is not the worst. I could be attacking for 230 because of the Choice Belt, so I guess the Choice Belt on the Drago does matter. So if he is somehow able to take like a knockout here, but again, Rare Candy Baxcalibur is needed. I don't have the boss this turn, but I can Iono the Rare Candy Baxcalibur that I know is in the hand to the bottom of the deck. Make them draw a fresh 6, which honestly, in all likelihood, they'll probably just hit another Irida and be able to guarantee it anyway, but at least I reduce their odds by at least 4 cards. Okay, so they got rid of my Choice Belt with a Lost Vacuum. That's a little annoying. And who are they bossing up? They can't stall here. I just retreat my Arceus into the Regidrago. And I hit, well, I can hit him for 200. I guess I would retreat back into the Arceus and charge again. I am running out of energy in deck. I think there's 1 energy left, maybe? I have all 4 fires. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think there's 1 grass left in the deck, maybe, if that. If I top deck boss here, that's going to be really good, because I'll just power edge it with this Arceus. And then they still can't do anything. They haven't even found their Arceus V-Star. Oh my lord. Alright. So that's all the energy. So what I can do here, I can just attach to my active in case I want to retreat it. How do I take the knockout? Is there any way I can take a knockout this turn? I mean, I guess if I Iono myself into multiple like Ultra Balls, I suppose. So we'll just attach active and Iono. Get Rare Candy Baxcalibur out of their hand. We do get Squawkabilly Ultra Ball, so we're not quite there. But I can just evolve into a new Arceus. I can also just Escape Rope as well. I like that better. And I can just Ultra Ball. I could just Ultra Ball into an Arceus V-Star as well. I'd rather just attack with my active, though. He's got an energy on the Arceus V, I suppose is fine. Oh yeah, and I can just knock out the Luminion. He's just feeding that to me instead of the... I think the Greninja would have been the thing to feed me here, if I were them. I am just gonna... Do I want to... No, I want to save the Ultra Ball in case I draw into a Dragon Evolution. We'll put it to the Arceus. Since I just shuffled my deck, the Giratina V-Star is no longer on the bottom. Just double research. Yeah, so I can Ultra Ball for the Giratina V-Star now and then research it away. This was just really unfortunate for my opponent. I just had knockout on their one and only Frigibax in play 2 turns in a row. And that's the weakness of the chien-pao deck. So they're going to Ultra Ball for likely the Arceus V-Star to V-Star power here to get the Rare Candy Baxcalibur. Hopefully they have more in their hand than just that. They could really use the Bibarel. They could really use superior energy retrieval. They've got 5 energy in the discard pile right now. Concealed cards. Trying to draw into a piece before they use the Starbirth. That's definitely the correct way to do it. I feel like this deck is just a worse Arceus Giratina. Because you could just not play the dragons. You could just swap the Regidrago line out for a Giratina line, and then swap all of the dragons that you're forced to put into the discard pile with just a 2/2 Bibarel line. And then your consistency is optimized. Okay, so they're going to switch here. Not ideal for me. I will feed them the Luminian. They only need 3 energy to knock it out. I could have fed them the Arceus as well, but I can Lost Zone the double turbo energy for Regidrago in order to copy Giratina V-Star's attack. So it's more energy conservative to actually let the Luminian go, because this is essentially 1.5 Giratina attacks, whereas opposed to this is just 1. And both of these get knocked out by 1 hit of whatever they put up, so. They do get the Bibarel. They have the superior energy retrieval. Alright, so they managed to piece everything together that they needed this turn. But I think at this point they're just way too far behind. Like, even if they get this knockout, if I just have boss's orders, I just knock out the Baxcalibur again and then I've won the game. Or I can just knock out the active and win the game as well. So, multiple different ways for me to just win the game off of here. Industrious Incisors for a full 5 is really good, though. But this goes to show, once you get Arceus V-Star, Baxcalibur, Bibarel in play for the chien-pao deck, it just goes off. But it's so hard for them to get to that point. And even still, again, it's so fragile because they only have 1 Baxcalibur. You'd want a second Baxcalibur instead of the second chien-pao. So I'm just going to promote Regidrago because I have game in hand. We draw, we just Ultra Ball away, Squawk, Drago, 4, Giratina V-Star. Let's Trekking Shoes for fun. No, I don't want it. That's cool. We'll attach for turn, I guess. Research away the Giratina V-Star. And we will Apex Dragon, copying Lost Impact, take the knockout, Lost Zone 1 of the double turbos, and win the game. Very clean there. Also, my music stopped again. Take our last 2 prizes. Yeah, that game was actually surprisingly clean. See if we can get another good game like that in, actually. I plan on playing more PTCGO going forward. Or PTCGL, sorry. Going forward. I gotta stream more often. Because all of my friends complain that I don't do it. And then I just, like, on a whim, decide to go live. So none of them show up. It's just you guys, which I still appreciate you guys showing up. I love you guys. Mothra, you're the real OG. You always show up. You don't even know how to play Pokemon TCG, like, at all. And you still show up. Mothra, are you planning on going to any regionals this season? I know that they haven't really put too many. Oh, I think Mothra left. Looking at my viewers right now. Alright, so we start Squawkabilly. That's actually kind of good. That's way better than starting Luminion, which is all I seem to be able to start today. So, Path, Nest Ball. Path is a little annoying because that does shut off Squawk and Seize. This is Arc Tina because they have the Bidoof. So they should be fairly favored going into me because of their added consistency. We can go... Let's go Nest Ball first for an Arceus. Then Trekking Shoes. Hopefully find Mesagosa. Yeah, I want that. So I'm not going to be able to use Squawkabilly, which is really annoying. But at least I can get my double turbo to the Arceus. I can also discard the Goodra. I'm just going to get the Arceus V-Star and end my turn. So if they want a Starbirth, they'll have to get rid of their own stadium. And since I have the Arceus in hand, this will force them to want to Iono me. So hopefully I can draw into a better hand. And either way, at least I got the Goodra into the discard pile, even if they manage to disrupt my Arceus out of the hand. Oh, they got the new ugly Arceus. I don't like this artist much. He looks very long. Aw, boss. So they could have just taken the knockout there and then chose not to get damage on the Arceus first. That's really smart. Because they can always boss again to bring the Squawkabilly up at any point during the game. Yeah, and here comes the Tina. So yeah, you can see the power of their consistency just having the Bibarel. I'm completely shut down by Path to the Peak right now. Maybe I should put in a third stadium. Although, it's really only for the mirror, in all honesty. So here's a Drago. But since they brought my Arceus up, at least now I can attack this turn, because otherwise I wasn't going to be able to attack. So we are going to Trinity Nova. We do 20 less from our own double turbo and 30 less from their thing. Their V-Guard energy. But we can just load up the Regidrago. What's its attack do? 130 and 30? That's not very good. You know, another way to play Regidrago would be to play it with the Fortress EX. So you can knock out your own Fortress to load the field with grass energies, which is a really funny way to play it, but definitely way worse than having Starbirth in your deck. Yep, so that goes down. We can hit him for 100 now, which is 30 less than we need to take the knockout. So that V-Guard energy putting in work here. I need to evolve in order to take the knockout. I can attack with Goodra V-Star's V-Star power, which would be pretty sweet. It would prevent the Giratina from being able to knock me out. So if I can get the... You know, if I get Mesagosa here, that'll be really good. If I can Mesagosa flip heads, then I can grab the Drago V-Star, bench the Luminion, grab a supporter. I get Capturing Aromas, so if we flip heads, we get an evolution Pokemon, and that'll be my Drago V-Star. Alright, so I can't play the Luminion to make my hand better, but at least we can get an attack off. So we are going to go for the Regidrago V-Star. We are going to evolve into it, and we are going to Apex Dragon, copying Rolling Iron to do one knockout, have my take the knockout, have my cord come out of my microphone again. I don't know why that keeps happening. Oh, my foot hit it. That's a little annoying. So they can't knock me out, honestly. They're doing 80 less, so they can do 200 with the Giratina V-Star's attack. So as long as I can find my own Giratina V-Star, I can actually use its attack to one-shot their Giratina. So this is actually really funny. Maybe Regidrago is favored in the mirror. It's just so weak to Path. That's the thing. Like, I have no way to remove Path from the game. I can't even fit it in. So they Nest Stash with the Squovet, so they shuffle their hand, put it on the bottom, draw one card, just to refresh their hand. And then they Beeberoll for another 4. So they have a fresh hand of 5 cards. Whatever they were looking for was not in there before. Benches another Bidoof, and goes for the Iono. This could actually really help me here. They're still looking for their V-Star. I just get Research and Capturing Aroma. Capturing Aroma, if I flip another heads, could just get me exactly to where I need. And I also need to make sure that I did not prize my Giratina V-Star, because that would be really bad right now. And for good measure, I can just attach for turn to my Squawkabilly as well. So I can Lost Zone that energy instead. And that would be pretty sweet. I'm down 1 fire, so I can afford to Lost Zone the fire off of here and then this grass. Okay, he does retreat into the Squovet. So that just buys me the time to put this together. So I'm gonna actually attach to my active. It'll protect the energy more. Capturing Aroma, I don't really care what the result is, but heads is way better than tails. So now I can get the Giratina into the discard pile. Oh my lord. And we just research away those evolutions. I think I just try to win off the back of lone Regidrago here. I don't know if that'll work though. Because if I attack into the Squovet, I go to odd prizes. I'm gonna bench the Arceus and the Regidrago. Do I want to put the choice? I do want to put the choice belt down just in case. I'm gonna Apex Dragon. We are going to copy the roll. We have to copy Rolling Iron so that we live. Because if we don't copy Rolling Iron, Giratina just comes up and bops us. But I am going to have to build up another Regidrago now. If they can get this Arceus set up. They need to attach for turn to this Arceus at bare minimum, as well as evolve this Giratina. Well, I guess they could attach to this Arceus now. Okay, so attach to that Arceus. They're going to research away a path to the peak. Yeah, I think having the third stadium in this deck is what I need. I'm not sure what I would cut for it, though. Because I can't cut one of my 4 Arceus Vs. I'm already at 2 V-Stars for each of them. They have the Choice Belt. Choice Belt doesn't matter. I still get 2 shot either way. Because of the minus 80 that's going on here. They get another Giratina V down as well. I can't Iono them even if I draw into it. They get the Arceus V-Star, so they just need a double turbo next turn in order to sort of win the game. I can attach to my own Arceus V because I have the energy here. I could switch, attack with the Arceus V. They could feed me a Bidoof. Let them take a 2 prize knockout on the Arceus V-Star, but I would need to get to it. Well, no, because I can't attack this turn. I would have to Trinity Charge instead, so that's not good enough. So let's play the Capturing Aroma, flip heads. Nope, we flipped tails. That's not what I want. So we'll just get the Arceus out of the deck to thin. I'll attach a fire here. I might be running out of fires. 1, 2, 3. I have 1 fire left. I can boss something else up, but the problem is the most threatening thing is this Giratina V-Star. And I get no value from the Luminion. I'm just going to bench this just in case I get judged. Again, the boss doesn't matter. So I just need double turbo in order to win the game because I can boss Bidoof next turn. So we are going to Apex Dragon. And we are going to... Actually, if we Dominating Echo, they can't attach double turbo next turn. Oh, but then I don't get the knockout. Yeah, I just punted that game again, too. Yeah, I needed to take the knockout there. Then they would still attack. And yeah, so I probably could have won the game if I did. Again, I always tunnel vision. So they're just going to... Yeah, I'm just going to concede this game. Yeah. I just overthought and then tunneled. That's what I'm trying not to do anymore. I was thinking like a turn ahead. I was thinking I was attacking into the Arceus V-Star. So that game was very winnable, but it still would have relied on me finding my own double turbo. Without having to play the boss, and I don't know if I could have gotten there anyway. If I top deck double turbo, I won. But they could have also just evolved their Bidoof, and then there wouldn't have been a one prizer that I could knock out with Power Edge. So yeah, I was still probably losing that game anyway, but I threw my only chance to win. So, Arceus just too strong. We do start the Squawk ability. Maybe we can use the ability this time if we don't get pathed. I probably still should have put in that third Mesagosa, but I still don't know what I would cut for it. So let us... Capturing Aroma. Flipping heads is fine because we can get a dragon to discard. We are against Lost Box, so I'm going to get Goodra. Goodra is the best one to be discarding here. We are going to... It's also Trekking Shoes. Yes, we can put that into our hand because now we can Ultra Ball away both of those. Get Arceus V. Attach. And then Squawk and... do I want to rope now? Yeah, I want to rope now. And then Squawk and Seize. That's not too bad. That's a playable hand. So we'll get down Regidrago and the second Arceus. And then I won't put the Choice Belt down because I don't want them to feed their own Lost Zone with their own Lost Vacuum. Hey, Sledgehammer, thanks for the follow. How are you doing today? Today we are playing decks that have been talked about in my YouTube comment section. We were playing some Delphox Lost Box earlier. We had some very interesting games, to say the least, and we are on Arceus Regidrago right now. I do think that I built a fairly consistent version, but this is super Path to the Peak week. So there might need to be some edits. I'm playing Mesagosa in here right now as my stadium of choice, but I do only have 2 copies is all I could really fit. So I think I might need to fit a 3rd in. Ooh, top deck of the Arceus V-Star is super good here. I can choose to boss up whatever I want here, but I think just getting rid of the Comfey might be fine. I could also just get first damage on a Giratina V-Star. That actually feels really good. So I'm gonna... Or I could just research and hope to get the double turbo not having to use my Starbirth, so that I can use the Regidrago V-Star power later, but I think this feels better. So I'm gonna Starbirth. We're going to grab the double turbo energy that I need in order to attack, as well as I could grab a Nest Ball for another basic Pokemon. What else is in my hand? I can get rid of the Duraludon. I want to save the Choice Belt though, so I think maybe just go for the Regidrago V-Star right now. Seems fine. So we'll evolve. We'll attach double turbo. We will boss up a Giratina to get first damage on that, and then Trinity Nova. We will completely load up a Regidrago. We're going to ignore our Arceus for now. If I can get a second Trinity Nova off, that'll be pretty sweet. How many are in the Lost Zone? 4 energy, 6 cards overall. That's really bad for them to have so many energy in their Lost Zone, especially this early. I don't think there's a realistic way they'll be able to load up both, or attack with both Tinas. They need to attack with Giratina this turn as well, in order to have any chance to like keep up with the game. Squawkabilly has 1 retreat. This does allow them to knock it out with Shred, though. I'd rather force them to evolve. So maybe Squawk wasn't the correct send-up, but we'll see. It really depends on what's in their hand, or what they can get into with these flower selectings. Alright, so we do have the Giratina V-Star now. So I can discard 2 different things. We just need an energy. I'm going to put this on the Regidrago V-Star. That way we can Rolling Iron potentially for a knockout on a Giratina V. And we get the switch, so we don't even have to waste an energy. Although I think wasting an energy here is perfectly fine as well. I'm going to use the switch though. So we are going to switch into Giratina, or sorry, into Arceus. Wow. I'm going to attach. I can Ultra Ball. I think at this point it's fine Ultra Balling away my research because I can Iono next turn and make their hand small. We can get another Regidrago loaded up here. Do have to take the odd prize, which again, not ideal. So we go Grass, fire, fire. And I can attach grass for turn here as well. For the next turn. That is our first prize of the game, but again, we got that very important first damage off here. Surprising to see them just promote the Giratina V. I guess they're just going in with the attack. Maybe they have it. But I can just go in with my next Arceus as well. Or I can go in with Regidrago V-Star and use Rolling Iron. What do I have in here again? Duraludon, Giratina. Yeah, we do have the Goodra. We also have the Noivern as well, so we could always... Well, we can't Covert Flight for the knockout. Yeah, Rolling Iron for the knockout would be great. But unfortunately, they get the boss's orders. But again, this is why we bossed them earlier. So I can just promote Arceus V-Star and feel fine about it. So they get the first big knockout, but we are trading knockouts, and I can Iono them to 4 now. So not too bad of a thing here. Yes, I do. I want to save the research just in case. I will attach an Iono. And then I'll reshuffle my deck so the research can go higher up in the deck. Beautiful. I will Nest Ball as well. We'll fail it. Another way to shuffle the deck. I'll bench the Arc just so that it's out of my hand. I like that the Squawkabilly did absorb an attack earlier as well. But that does put it in range of Sableye knocking it out. Sableye can put 5 damage counters on there. But I don't think Sableye damage anywhere else matters. And then I could go back to even prizes taking a knockout on one. So I still feel perfectly fine here. What I'd really like is another boss's orders. I have the Ultra Ball and the Luminion, so I could go Ultra Ball for the V-Star, boss's orders for the Giratina V-Star, and then use my Regidrago, copy Giratina V-Star, take the knockout. But yeah, I still feel like Regidrago is just Giratina with extra steps, because I'm usually just using Rolling Iron and Giratina V-Star's attacks. Like, it's nice that I have the option of Rolling Iron in certain situations. But I think I'd rather just play Arceus Goodra or Arceus Giratina and have a 2-2 Bibarel line, which I can't fit into this deck. And I'm super path weak, and I can't do anything about this. Okay, so the Path to the Peak shuts down the Luminion, so I can't go for the Giratina knockout now. But I can still take a single prize knockout and feel perfectly fine about it. So we're gonna attach. We're gonna trek. No, I don't want that. We can grab boss's orders. Nope, but that's another trek. That's a Serena. Yes. Yes, I would like that. Thank you very much. So Ultra Ball, discard Energy Luminion. Yeah, I don't have another V-Star in deck right now. So that is the issue that we are encountering right now. So since my one V-Star went down, I now need to take my other one off my prize cards. Because we only have... No, we do have both Regidrago V-Stars in the discard pile. How did that happen? Oh, did I research one away early? Yeah, this is really bad now. So we do have to Serena up the Giratina V-Star and just hit into it because we need to two-shot it. So that's the thing, you're playing all these dragon evolutions that you need to discard, but then you discard one Regidrago V-Star and the whole deck falls apart because you need 2 of them in a game usually. And opponent conceded. Okay, so we still won that one. I think that that's a good showcase of this deck. I think we can move on to the next deck that is on my list. But first, I want to see if I can fit in that Mesagosa. So we are going to hit edit. I think that the Adventurer's Discovery does not seem to be working out because I'm not using it so far. So we'll cut one of those for the Mesagosa. And I think that that is where we will leave the Regidrago. So guys, if you are watching this video on YouTube, let me know what you think of the Regidrago deck. Again, I just think it's Giratina V-Star and Gudra V-Star with extra steps. But it's kind of cool that you can switch between the different options. Here is the deck list. As always, do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. And for those of you who are here with me on Twitch, we are going to start working on the next deck.